safe. Always. Now when I first touched those stones, it wasn't a choice. And I don't know if it was fate or destiny. But what I do know is that I am meant to be here.
I love you all. Now, then, forevermore.
You have wanted. I hope you've had everything you wanted. What's wrong?
Frank Randall. He wrote, there'll be a battle in about a year's time at a place called King's Mountain.
Don't go.
The only way to truly protect you and everyone I love is to fade.
I have everything.
If I'm dead, you should all go back.
This is my home.
Says I die. War is coming.
Outlander Season 8 is finally here, and the anticipation has reached a fever pitch. After years of heartbreak, battles, and relentless twists of fate, we're about to witness the next chapter in the epic saga of Jamie and Claire Fraser. From the very first moments of the trailer, it's clear that this season is going to test their bond in ways we could never have imagined. The opening scenes don't hold back. The weight of the past crashes into the present as familiar faces return, and new mysteries are teased, setting the stage for an unforgettable start to this final chapter. For fans who followed this story for over a decade, every glance, every word, and every whisper carries the emotional gravity of the journey they've endured together. The first episode promises to pull us right back into the chaos, the love, and the unimaginable sacrifices that have defined their lives. Season 7 left us with more questions than answers. And now, Season 8. Episode 1 seems determined to give us a whirlwind of revelations while keeping the tension impossibly high. Claire's ordeal in the previous season, the trial, the battlefield, and the haunting question of Faith's fate continues to linger like a shadow over the Frasers. The trailer gives us glimpses of that lingering tension, particularly in the way Claire moves through her world now, cautious yet resolute, every action weighed with the trauma and resilience that have shaped her. It's impossible not to feel the echo of those previous battles when we watch her eyes lock with Jamie's, filled with both love and unspoken fear. And Jamie, well, the trailer paints him as a man changed, hardened by the years yet tender in ways that break your heart. The scars of war and betrayal have left their mark, and his protective, almost desperate care for Claire is more palpable than ever. One look at him in that first episode standing against the odds, and you understand that Jamie Fraser is still the man who would move heaven and earth for the woman he loves. The trailer doesn't just tease reunions, it hints at fractures that could redefine relationships we've long cherished. Lord John Grey's return is one of the most talked about elements, and the tension between him and Jamie feels like it will dominate the early episodes. The complexity of their friendship, once a delicate balance of loyalty and respect, now teeters on the edge of irrevocable loss. After believing Jamie was dead, the betrayal that followed with Claire's reluctant choices has left scars that may never fully heal. Episode 1 shows glimpses of that tension, moments heavy with unsaid words and restrained emotion, reminding us that the Fraser world is always a place where love is inextricably intertwined with heartbreak. It's that very interplay of loyalty, love, and betrayal that has always made this series so compelling. And the first episode seems determined to remind us why we fell in love with it in the first place. Rumors have been swirling about the survival of Faith, and Episode 1 drops subtle hints that this storyline is far from over. The trailer teases glimpses of Fanny PCO, the young girl whose connection to Claire and Jamie could alter everything. There's a haunting moment when the lullaby that once defined loss in their lives echoes through the new season, a single thread that may unravel truths long buried. It's a delicate balancing act. The showrunners are walking the line between revealing enough to captivate us while preserving the mystery that has always driven the narrative forward. For fans, that moment alone is enough to stir a mix of hope, excitement, and dread. Could Faith have survived against all odds? If so, how will that revelation reshape the Frasers' world? Episode 1 doesn't give answers, but it firmly sets the stage for the emotional roller coaster to come. The first episode also emphasizes the stakes in the American Revolutionary War setting, which has always served as more than just a backdrop for the Fraser story. The chaos of battle, the peril of political intrigue, and the constant threat of loss loom over the characters, reminding viewers that the world they inhabit is unforgiving and unpredictable. We catch fleeting shots in the trailer of Claire and Jamie navigating this treacherous landscape together, their bond the only constant amidst the uncertainty. It's in these moments that the show's brilliance shines. No matter how dire the circumstances, the story never loses sight of the humanity at its core. Every decision carries weight, every glance is laden with meaning, and every heartbeat feels like it could be the last. Episode 1 makes it abundantly clear that nothing comes easy in this world, and that every triumph is hard-won. Picking up where Episode 1 leaves us, the tension between love and loss immediately deepens in Season 8. The trailer makes it clear that Jamie and Claire's world is as fragile as it has ever been, and every decision carries the weight of the past decade. We see flashes of Jamie, battle-worn and weary, yet determined to protect the family he's fought so hard to keep together. His gaze, heavy with emotion, tells us everything we need to know. He has faced death, betrayal, and heartbreak before, but this time, the stakes feel impossibly higher. Every moment in Episode 1 is a reminder that the Fraser story isn't just about surviving war or outsmarting enemies. It's about protecting the people they love most, even if it comes at unimaginable personal cost. The trailer teases confrontations, whispered arguments, and quiet moments where the silence between Jamie and Claire speaks louder than words ever could. Claire's journey in this first episode is equally gripping. She carries the trauma of her past experiences, from wrongful trials to near-death experiences, with a strength that is both inspiring and heartbreaking. Episode 1 highlights her resilience, but it also reveals cracks in her armor. We see her grappling with the lingering mystery of Faith's fate, navigating the emotional fallout of what may be the biggest revelation of her life. Her expressions, small gestures, and fleeting glances captured in the trailer hint at a deep internal conflict. Hope battling disbelief, love wrestling with fear. Claire has always been a character of extraordinary intellect and courage, but Episode 1 suggests that even she cannot predict or control what comes next. It's in these moments, these fleeting but powerful glimpses, that the first episode reminds us why fans have invested so deeply in her story. The introduction of new characters in Episode 1 adds layers of intrigue and uncertainty. Captain Charles Cunningham, portrayed as a retired British soldier, brings a sense of history and danger that immediately complicates the Frasers' lives. His presence suggests conflicts that will extend beyond the personal into political and military territory, and the trailer hints that his arrival will trigger events with lasting consequences. Elizabeth Cunningham, his mother, adds another dimension of tension, with motives that feel both protective and secretive. Then there's Amaranthus Grey, whose connection to Lord John and the Fraser circle is shrouded in mystery. Episode 1 doesn't spell out how these characters will alter the course of events, but the trailer carefully plants seeds that ensure viewers are immediately questioning allegiances, anticipating betrayals, and speculating on how these new forces will tip the scales in the Frasers' world. Meanwhile, the echoes of past seasons are never far from the surface. Episode 1 doesn't shy away from reminding us of the scars that both Jamie and Claire carry. The tension with Lord John Grey is palpable, and every brief interaction between them is loaded with history, pain, and unspoken truths. After the emotional upheaval of Season 7, their dynamic is more strained than ever. Fans will notice subtle cues in the trailer, looks that linger a second too long, measured words, almost imperceptible shifts in body language that hint at unresolved conflicts that may not be easily mended. Episode 1 seems to be setting the groundwork for an emotionally charged arc, one where loyalty, love, and the consequences of past choices collide in ways that will challenge the characters on every level. Episode 1 also revisits the mystery surrounding Faith and Fanny PCO, weaving it seamlessly into the season's opening moments. The trailer offers glimpses of Claire reacting to subtle signs that her daughter might still be alive. Every shot of Fanny PCO is carefully framed to create suspense, reminding us that the survival of Faith is more than just a subplot. It's a central thread that could redefine the entire narrative. The emotional weight of this revelation is magnified by Claire's personal history. The heartbreak of losing Faith once is now replaced with a cautious hope that refuses to be silenced. The first episode promises to explore these emotions in depth, giving viewers both the tension of the unknown and the poignant joy of potential reunion. The first episode doesn't just focus on personal stakes, it also expands the scope of the world the Frasers inhabit. The Revolutionary War setting continues to play a critical role, reminding us that danger is never far away. The trailer teases sequences of strategic planning, skirmishes, and the constant threat of enemies watching from every direction. These glimpses aren't just for spectacle. They reinforce the reality that every action, every choice, carries life or death consequences. As Episode 1 unfolds, the trailer hints at the subtle yet intense ways Season 8 will explore the fragility of trust. Relationships that once felt unshakable are now hanging by the thinnest of threads. Jamie and Claire have always been anchors for one another, but this season opens with reminders that even anchors can be tested when storms of betrayal, secrecy, and danger collide. Every glance exchanged between the two in the first episode carries the weight of unsaid words, unresolved tensions, and the lingering ghosts of previous seasons. The trailer gives us moments where the world around them threatens to overwhelm, yet the connection between Jamie and Claire remains unbroken, even if fragile. It's a delicate balance. The love that grounds them is also what makes the threats so unbearably tense. Episode 1 seems to excel at capturing this duality, reminding viewers that love in the Fraser world is never simple, never safe, and always worth fighting for. Lord John Grey's presence in Episode 1 immediately introduces a sense of unease. His return is not merely a cameo, it's a calculated move that heightens both emotional stakes and narrative tension. The trailer teases interactions that are brief but heavy with history, as if every word spoken carries years of unspoken pain and disappointment. After believing Jamie dead and witnessing events that challenged his own loyalty and morality, Lord John's relationship with Jamie is now teetering on a knife's edge. The first episode hints that past friendships may require unimaginable sacrifices to endure the pressures of the present. Rumors of potential confrontations, whispered apologies, and morally complex decisions set the stage for a Season 8 where no character's heart or loyalty is safe. Episode 1, in particular, sets the tone that reconciliation, if it happens, will come at a profound cost. The subplot surrounding Faith and Fanny PCO continues to loom over Episode 1 like a shadow that refuses to lift. The trailer teases a delicate unveiling of the truth, giving us glimpses of Claire's tentative hope and the cautious reactions of those around her. Every shot of Fanny PCO seems carefully designed to evoke a mix of curiosity, suspicion, and emotional tension. Viewers are immediately reminded of the pain of Faith's supposed loss in France and the years of unanswered questions that have haunted Claire and Jamie. Episode 1 doesn't resolve these questions, but it skillfully reintroduces the mystery, blending suspense with the heart-wrenching possibilities of reunion or continued heartbreak. The tension between hope and fear is palpable in every frame, ensuring that viewers are drawn into a narrative that balances revelation with anticipation. Season 8, Episode 1 also expands the political and historical landscape of the series. The Revolutionary War, always a crucial backdrop, becomes an even more immediate threat in the opening moments. The trailer hints at strategic maneuvers, skirmishes, and the omnipresent danger that the war represents, not just to the Frasers, but to the larger network of allies and enemies surrounding them. These external threats mirror the internal struggles of the characters, creating a constant tension between survival and personal stakes. Claire and Jamie are forced to navigate not only the perils of conflict, but also the moral ambiguities that come with power, influence, and the need to protect those they love. Episode 1 seems to suggest that every choice they make in this volatile environment will carry consequences that ripple through the rest of the season. Romance, heartache, and fleeting moments of tenderness remain central to Episode 1. The trailer teases intimate interactions between Jamie and Claire, moments where vulnerability is exposed amid chaos. Whether it's a lingering touch, a hesitant glance, or a whispered word, these small gestures convey more than dialogue ever could. The first episode underscores the fragility of happiness in their world. Love exists, but it is always threatened by external dangers and internal uncertainties. This tension between passion and peril is what has made the Fraser love story so compelling for over a decade, and Episode 1 appears to continue this tradition flawlessly. Every emotional beat is calculated to draw the audience into the characters' lives, reminding us that in Outlander, every moment of joy is precious because it can be fleeting. The trailer also hints at the role of the new characters introduced this season, whose presence in Episode 1 promises to complicate the narrative in subtle yet significant ways. Captain Charles Cunningham is more than a retired soldier. His appearance foreshadows confrontations, moral dilemmas, and challenges to Jamie's authority and judgment. Elizabeth Cunningham adds layers of secrecy and intrigue, and Amaranthus Gray's mysterious presence promises a new dynamic that could shift alliances and alter outcomes in unexpected ways. One of the most compelling threads teased in the trailer is the ongoing mystery of Faith and Fanny PCO. The first episode seems determined to explore the emotional ramifications of discovering that what was thought lost may still be alive. Claire's reactions are subtle but devastatingly effective. Every hesitant step toward hope is tempered by fear and disbelief. The trailer suggests moments where she confronts the possibility that years of pain, longing, and unanswered questions may finally be resolved. For viewers, this tension is almost unbearable. The show expertly plays with the delicate balance between anticipation and dread, reminding us that in the world of Outlander, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Episode 1 promises to pull audiences into that emotional maelstrom immediately, leaving hearts racing and minds racing with possibilities. Meanwhile, the first episode doesn't neglect the political and historical stakes that have always defined the series. The Revolutionary War continues to loom over the characters' lives, shaping their decisions and threatening the stability of the world they've fought to build. The trailer offers glimpses of skirmishes, strategic discussions, and tense encounters with enemies, reminders that the stakes extend far beyond personal relationships. Jamie's role as protector, strategist, and moral compass is highlighted, showing a man who is both weary and resolute. Claire, ever the intellect and healer, moves through this dangerous landscape with precision, using her knowledge and courage to navigate both physical and emotional obstacles. Episode 1 carefully weaves these external threats with the intimate struggles of the characters, ensuring that every action has meaning and consequence. Romance continues to drive the emotional heartbeat of Episode 1. The trailer teases moments of quiet intimacy between Jamie and Claire, fleeting but powerful glimpses of the love that has always anchored the series. Even amidst chaos, battle, and uncertainty, their bond remains unshaken, though tested in ways that promise heartbreak and triumph in equal measure. The trailer shows stolen touches, tentative glances, and the subtle weight of unspoken emotions that hint at the depth of their connection. Episode 1 seems designed to remind viewers why they fell in love with this couple. Their resilience, devotion, and humanity make every danger, every heartbreak, and every triumph feel deeply personal. The tension between their love and the perils around them ensures that audiences are immediately drawn into the emotional stakes of the season. Episode 1 also introduces the new characters with careful precision. Captain Charles Cunningham is more than a mere foil. His presence suggests conflict, intrigue, and moral complexity that will reverberate throughout the season. Elizabeth Cunningham, his mother, adds nuance and shadow, hinting at secrets that may challenge the Frasers' trust. Amaranthus Gray, enigmatic and mysterious, appears to be a wild card whose loyalties and intentions remain unclear. The trailer presents these characters with just enough ambiguity to spark curiosity and speculation. Episode 1 doesn't fully reveal their motives, but the tension their presence creates ensures that the audience is immediately engaged, questioning alliances and anticipating the ripple effects on the established characters. The first episode's emotional core is amplified by subtle callbacks to previous seasons. Moments that echo past trauma, sacrifice, and love remind viewers of how far Jamie and Claire have come. The trailer teases reflections on loss, battles survived, and the sacrifices that have shaped their journey. Each scene is layered with meaning, connecting the past to the present and setting the stage for resolutions that may finally bring closure or heartbreak. Episode 1 appears to carefully balance these callbacks with forward-moving plotlines, ensuring that the audience remains emotionally invested while eagerly anticipating the unfolding story. Episode 1 also excels at pacing, using suspense and emotional beats to draw viewers into the story from the first moment. The trailer shows a rhythm that alternates between quiet, intimate moments and high-stakes tension, creating a sense of urgency and immersion. Every glance, every touch, every dialogue beat feels deliberate, pulling viewers into the Fraser's world and reminding them of the stakes, both personal and historical. It's this careful balance of emotion, suspense, and plot development that has always made Outlander captivating. And Episode 1 seems to masterfully continue this tradition. By the end of Episode 1, the audience is left with a mixture of hope, fear, and anticipation. The trailer suggests that nothing is safe. Every relationship, every secret, and every choice will be tested as the season unfolds. By the end of Episode 1, it is clear that Season 8 will be an emotional roller coaster. The tension, drama, and love that have defined Outlander are all in full force, promising heartbreak, triumph, and shocking revelations ends in equal measure. Jamie and Claire's journey continues to captivate because it's both epic and profoundly human, and Episode 1 sets the tone perfectly. Suspenseful, emotional, and impossible to ignore. Every glance, every word, every touch is loaded with meaning, pulling viewers into a world where the stakes are high, the love is deep, and the future is uncertain. As we look ahead to the rest of Season 8, Episode 1 leaves audiences with a sense of urgency, anticipation, and emotional intensity that is unmistakable. The trailer teases revelations about faith, confrontations with Lord John, new characters whose motives are unknown, and the ever-present danger of the Revolutionary War. Every element is crafted to draw viewers into the story, making them feel part of Jamie and Claire's world, invested in their triumphs, and heartbroken in their losses. Episode 1 promises that the rest of the season will maintain this careful balance of suspense, emotional resonance, and historical intrigue. If Episode 1 is any indication, Outlander Season 8 will deliver everything fans have been waiting for. Unforgettable character moments, shocking revelations, and the kind of emotional depth that has made this series legendary. Jamie and Claire's journey continues to remind us that love, loyalty, and courage are the forces that define us, even in the face of impossible odds. And as the season progresses, we are reminded why we've loved this story for over a decade. It's not just about history or romance, it's about the humanity, resilience, and heart that make every episode a compelling experience. So, as we prepare to watch the first episode and the rest of Season 8, remember to stay close to every twist, every revelation, and every moment that tugs at the heart. Don't miss a second of this epic conclusion to an extraordinary journey. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more updates and reviews, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts, theories, and hopes for Jamie and Claire's final chapter. Season 8 is here, the adventure continues, and the heart of Outlander beats stronger than ever.